Hi, it's Eli. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I will be tier ranking all of the Olympic track events before I watch the first day of Olympic track competition. I'm filming this on August 1st. It probably won't come out today. I think I'm going to post it on Sunday. So I have not seen any of the Olympic track stuff yet. I am a track runner. I'm a cross-country runner first and foremost. I'm a distance track runner and also a marathon runner. So I will have some bias, maybe. Just my opinion. All events are cool. Track is cool. Okay, let's get into the video. Okay, first up we have the 100, which is arguably the most famous track event. I ran track in middle school for 2 weeks, and I did the 100 and the 200. I did not enjoy it personally, but it's cool, and it brings a lot of visibility to the sport. So I'm gonna have to say, ooh, maybe B tier. It's just over so quickly. I'm also gonna say B tier for the 200 meter because again, it brings a lot of visibility to the sport and it's fast and it's fun, but it's just over so quickly that I feel like I don't get to enjoy it. Okay, the 400 meters. I think she's cute. She's cute because, you know, one lap, keeping it simple. It's still super fast, but it's a little longer. I'm gonna have to say 400 is in the A tier. Probably the highest any sprint event is going to go. I'm just a little uneducated distance runner, okay? Don't come for me. The 800 meter. Ooh. Now this is a fan favorite, I think. I don't know. I asked people who don't normally watch track what events they liked, and they said the 800. I don't know if I got a weird sample size there, but I don't really like the 800. It's fine. It's such a weird distance. Okay, people might hate me for this, but D tier. Ooh. Yeah, we're going D tier. The 1500 meter. Now, she and I have a very complicated relationship because whenever coach wants to do speed work or if we have a meet 6 days before championships or something, he will stick the whole distance program in the 1500 and the 4x4. 1500 confuses me to no end. I understand why it's a thing. I understand that older tracks were not 400 meters. NCAA indoor track, we have a mile. 1,609 meters, we have a full mile on the indoor track. Why do we not have at least a 1,600 on the outdoor track? I understand the historical roots, but we do not need to keep doing the 1,500. We don't need to. And I hate running it because it's just not my event, but I'm forced to run it at least a couple times a season, and it irks me so bad. But I will say, for the Olympics, I am really excited. Both on the men's and women's side, I'm really, really excited for the 1500 this year. But as an event itself, it's going in D tier. Yeah. Sorry to my middle distance friends, but it's not looking good for you right now. I have a personal vendetta against the 1500, okay? It makes me irrationally angry. So, D tier. Now the 5K. The 5K and I also have beef, surprisingly. I'm a 10K specialist, but I run way more 5Ks than I do 10Ks, especially during indoor season where there is no 10K. The longest event is a 5K. 5Ks on an indoor track are absolute hell. Indoor tracks are 200 meters, if you guys don't know, but I used to love her in high school because she was the high school cross-country distance. And she's definitely very interesting. For the Olympics especially, I feel like she's a very palatable distance event to the public because it's, you know, long for the average viewer, but it's not too long. Like a lot of people wouldn't want to watch the 10K, but they watch the 5K. So I feel like she is going to have to be B tier. Yeah, she's going to have to be B tier because she's cute, but she's not that girl. Now the 10K is that girl. And maybe I'm a little bit biased because I am, in fact, a 10K specialist. But she's cute. She went so hard at the US track trials for the Olympics. And I know she's about to go super hard at the Olympics. 25 laps of a 400-meter track. There's just something to it where you watch it for long enough that you are invested. And you get to see moves happen in real time. It's not like the 100 where moves are, a fraction of a meter or something where it's harder to spot. With the 10K, people are passing each other. People are running around each other. It's kind of crazy. And so it's easier to follow race strategy. She's gonna go in S tier. Yes, she is. Excuse me. Up next we have the marathon. Now, again, I might be slightly biased because I am a competitive marathoner, but she's going in S tier. Yeah, she's going in S tier, and I don't want to hear it, oh, she's not a track event, she's not a track event. She's not. She's a road racing event, but we're going to put her in here anyways because I just want an excuse to put her in S tier. The marathon is just, to me, the intersection of ultimate speed and ultimate endurance. And it slays. So interesting because there's so much distance to where really anything can happen. Like Kipchoge is supposed to win, but it's hot, it's hilly. Every marathon course, it's on the road. So there can be hills, there can be thunderstorms, there can be rain, there can be intense heat. You're exposed to all the elements. It's not as controlled as a track is. And really anything can happen, especially if people watched the US Olympic marathon trials. Somebody was leading for literally, and I'm forgetting his name, I'm so sorry, for most of the race and then ended up not getting a spot. It's just crazy. Sometimes they come down to sprint finishes. Sometimes somebody runs away with the race. Every single race is different. And there's just so much that can happen because it's such a long distance. Now, I'm aware that perhaps I am in the minority with this opinion, but yeah, marathons are goated, S tier. Next, we have the 110-meter high hurdles and 100-meter hurdles, which the first one's for men, the second one's for women. Points docked because they're different between men and women. I don't like that. I personally think they should pick one or the other and have both of them run the same event. I get it, maybe have different hurdle heights, but still, it's just annoying to me that one of them's longer than the other. It's a cool event, though. I would put it in B tier, but it gets points off for being different lengths between the genders, so it's going to be C tier. Then we have the 400-meter hurdles. 400-meter hurdles are fun. I will say they're fun. Not for me, personally. I can't hurdle at all. Props to the hurdlers. But it's fun to watch. So I think we're going to put her in B tier. You might be thinking that 10K is my absolute favorite track event. It's not, actually. It is S tier, for real. But my favorite track event, the best to watch, and I would be participating if I could. I have problems with my shins that would end very, very badly. I'm talking if I did steeplechase and hit one of those barriers, my career would be over, and I'm not exaggerating. I would be doing steeplechase if I could, but it is absolutely my favorite track event ever. It's just so cool. It's so cool. I love it. For people who don't know what steeplechase is, please look it up. You will not be disappointed. It's originally, as with quite a few other running events like cross country, adapted from horseback riding, but you just take out the horse and do it yourself. So it's wild. It's short enough to where you can get some speed with it and where the general public doesn't get bored watching it. It has the excitement of the barriers. Things can happen. I know all of my friends who do steeplechase have fallen several times, which is not obviously you don't want people to fall, but there's drama. There's drama in steeplechase, and it's so fun to watch, and it's just crazy. I love it. So S tier. Okay, we're getting into the relays. 4x100 meter relay. This relay is crazy, and it is fun. With the blind exchanges, there's just a lot of room for error, so it kind of stresses me out. Every time I watch a 4x1, I'm like, oh my God. Just so much that can go wrong with it. So it is very technical, but it does kind of stress me out. So I'm gonna have to go with, ooh, don't hate me, C tier. On the other hand, the 4x4, she's going in A tier. The end of every meet, I'm pretty sure it's the last Olympic event as well. It's just so hype. The 4x4 is so hype, and it lasts long enough for you to get into it, you know? Yeah, it's fun. What else can I say? It's just fun. I am putting aside my past with it because Coach loves making distance 4x4 teams, so making all the distance runners run 4x4s, and we get our asses handed to us by actual sprinters. That's not very fun. But yeah, and I don't like holding a baton. Don't give me a baton. I haven't dropped it so far, and I've been in several 4x4s, but it just freaks me out. But I'm putting that aside because I love watching other people do it, and it doesn't stress me out when other people do it. So she's going to be A tier. Next up, we have the 20-kilometer race walk. Now, this is one event that differs from the NCAA. The NCAA has basically all of these other events besides the marathon. I've watched plenty of race walking. I'm a runner, and I enjoy watching running, and race walking's cool. It's totally valid. I came to the track to watch running, and while this is cool, it's not running, you know? That's the whole point of it, is that it's not running. So I really just can't get behind it. We're gonna have to go D tier. I'm very sorry. Okay, now we're getting into the juicy stuff, the field events. Don't sleep on the field. Field is awesome. High jump slays, but it's a minute slay, you know? Every high jumper I've met is extremely sweet. Shout out to the high jumpers. Seriously, you guys are the sweetest. But it's fun to watch, but I do think it's going to be interesting this Olympics because the world record holder is competing from Ukraine. It's cool, but it's not steeplechase cool, if you know what I'm saying. So I think we're going to have to go B tier for high jump. Pole vault, though. Ooh. I love pole vault. I do love pole vault. Shout out to Katie Moon. She's from Ohio. I'm also from Ohio. I do love the pole vault. Yeah. Because I really do think it has the best of everything. In a weird sort of way. You've got the run, the jump, the throwing, sort of. You're throwing yourself in the air. I don't know. I'm stretching for this. But next up is long jump. I'm a fan of Tara Davis Woodall. I am, yes. But I also have a lot of long jumper friends. Again, sweetest people. Honestly, all the jumps, high jump, long jump, triple jump, the sweetest people I've ever met in the NCAA have been jumpers. So shout out to them. I will say she's not as slay as pole vault, but she is slightly more slay than high jump. So by the power of slay subtraction mathematics, we're going to have to put her in A tier. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. You guys enjoying this? I'm kind of losing my mind a little. Now, triple jump, I don't understand her. Like, I understand her. I know the phases. I know how you're supposed to do it. Not that I can do it. I am just so terrible at jumping. It's actually a bit of a joke amongst my friends that I can't jump at all. I recently got my box jump up to 18 inches. For reference, I'm 5'9". I should be able to easily box jump 30 inches, and I can do 18. And that was after 3 years of practice to get up to that point. It's sad. Anyways, yeah, I understand how she works, but I don't really understand her. Now again, triple jumper is very sweet. The only thought I have when I look at it is just knee injury. I'm sorry. That's bold of me to say as a distance runner. But I can, every time I can just hear the feet slapping on the runway, I'm like, oh, it makes my knees hurt, which is a personal problem. It's something that I'm working on, But because of that, but we have to think about the cultural impact too, because a hop, skip, and a leap, hop, skip, and a jump, however you want to say it, that is a cultural reference that people still use to this day, you know? I might have to put her, oh, I feel bad. I feel bad putting her C tier, but I might have to put her C tier. I'm so sorry to my triple jumpers. Last but not least, we have the throws and the decathlon. Now, I'm just going to get it out of the way. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I am not a fan of the decathlon. And I get the idea. The idea being good at a lot of things. That's cool. That's cool that you can hurdle and throw and do that. That's cool, undeniably. But I also feel like the Olympics are for specialization. To specialize in doing a bunch of different things is sort of an oxymoron. So no hate at all. But it's just not for me. And it's also, I feel like in the Olympic decathlon, it's 1,500 meters is the longest event. They can do all the hurdles, they can do all the jumps, throws, but you're not going to make them do the 10K? What's that about? I feel like the decathlon would get a couple of more brownie points from me if it spanned the full range of things. Not just like jumping and throwing and sprints, but you add in the distance too. That is a real all-around athlete. Now, I can understand why they don't do it because, let's be real, people in the decathlon these days are focused a lot more on throws and jumps and things that require a lot of muscle that would slow you down if you're doing distance. A lot of the decathlon athletes still struggle with the 1,500. Obviously, at the Olympics, they're doing it pretty fast because they're Olympians. But I don't know. It just sort of defeats the purpose of the Olympics for me. I do not have any special place in my heart for shot put. It's fine. All the throwing events are cool, to say the least. But she's nothing special, we'll say that. I'll watch her, she's cool, but she doesn't have that wow factor to her, especially that some of the other throwing events have. She just doesn't have that wow factor, in my opinion. We're gonna put her C tier. Oh, we're gonna put her C tier. Next up, we have discus. She's definitely cooler than shot put. She has some range to her, literally, because she goes extremely far. But, especially when compared to the other throws, she is so close to having that it factor, but she doesn't. You know, she's really close, but she's not quite there. So we are going to have to put her, do I do A or B tier? But like hammer and jav. Let's be real. It's time to be real. B tier for her. Yeah, she's B tier. Now hammer. I love hammer. She is my favorite throwing event. The range goes so far. The motions. My shoulder mobility. Fun fact about me, I have horrifyingly bad shoulder mobility. And so watching people do hammer, I am just amazed. How do your shoulders move like that? How do you throw it like that? I don't know, but I am amazed. She's going to have to be S tier. She is. Now, jav. She's also extremely cool. I love the form for jav with the little crossed legs and little shoulder back and little, yeah. Yeah. She's cool. She's not quite as cool as hammer, but I love her quite a bit. And just watching a javelin just spear through the sky. And she's a safety hazard. She can be a safety hazard. And I love her for that. I do. She is going to be A tier. Okay. So there you have it. This is my final ranking. Now, like I said, this is just my opinion. I'm just a stupid little distance runner who loves running their little track 10Ks, so don't take offense if I have rated your event lowly. Forgive me, please. Feel free to leave your own ranking down in the comments and tell me what you're excited about for the Olympics. Now, I know a couple of days of Olympic track will have already happened by the time I post this, so let me know your thoughts on what has already happened. Let me know your predictions. I want to hear all about it. Oh, I'm so excited. I am so excited. I think most events have a really stacked field. So I will be watching every single event, even the ones in D tier. I will be watching every single one of them. Okay. Thank you for watching. I love you so much. Bye. Mwah.